Life has come full circle for former Melbourne midfielder Guy Rigoni. As a child, he loved nothing more than playing with Tonka trucks. Nowadays, he's an account manager with William Adams, one of Australia's biggest Caterpillar dealers.
It's really just account managing, so it's relationships with the customers, helping them if they're in the tender project, with machine pricing, also recommending the best machine for that job.
Rigoni's clients come from all parts of industry.
I deal with 90 major accounts, mainly deal in heavy construction, road building, water pipe, all the infrastructure projects that go on. Yeah, even in the city, the big buildings, digging the foundations and so on. The machine that I'm standing beside is an underground mining machine.
And CAT have also played a major role in Australia's mining boom in Western Australia.
Caterpillar itself is, them and Komatsu are probably the biggest players in the mining game at the moment, with trucks to load obviously the iron ore and uranium and so on. This one here is about, I think, roughly around $3 million. They last quite a long time. They rebuild them 3 or 4 times because of the cost of the machine up front.
The 37-year-old thanks the AFL Players Association for giving him a start in the job he loves.
I've been with William Adams for 6 years now. I also did like a 12-month Next Goal program placement with them, where I worked 1 day a week when I had my day off from training, in all the different areas of the business to try and learn a bit more about it.
Machinery hasn't just been a part of Rigoni's working life. He drove them too, growing up on a tobacco farm in country Victoria. And like any good country boy, he also pulled on the boots for his hometown.
Played midgets, under 15s and a bit of senior footy in Myrtleford before I come down to Melbourne.
A Hawthorn supporter as a child, Rigoni couldn't have been happier than when the Hawks drafted him with pick 58 in the 1993 pre-season draft.
That was a big buzz. Unfortunately, couldn't quite crack the ones there, and went back to the country for a few years before Melbourne. Lucky enough that Melbourne picked me up. Yeah, look, Crawford just got drafted when I was there. They had Ben Allen, Darren Jarman, Pritchard. They had some fantastic players that were in the middle, and unfortunately couldn't crack it.
After 42 reserves games in his 2 years at Glenferrie Oval, the rugged midfielder returned home to Myrtleford. 3 standout seasons with the Saints finally brought him to the attention of Melbourne.
When I missed out at Hawthorn, I knew I was good enough, but I just needed a chance to have a go at the senior level. And it was a fantastic year. The first year of 25 games, played in 3 finals, preliminary final, unfortunately lost. But no, it was great fun.
Godfrey got it to Rigoni, around the body for the 100-gamer to put the Demons back in front.
By the 2000 season, Rigoni and the Demons were playing some of their best footy, good enough to earn a place on that last Saturday in September.
The hairs on your back of your neck just stood up, and it was a fantastic feeling to get out there. Just the noise of the crowd was amazing. Unfortunately, we come up against a fantastic side in Essendon. The grand final, I always say, was one of the best and worst experiences, because just to make it was fantastic, and to be able to tell people you played in the grand final. Unfortunately, we lost it, so it was very high and low on the one day. But yeah, still something I look back on fondly, that I was lucky enough to play in the grand final.
More disappointment followed in 2001, with the D's missing the finals and Rigoni sustaining a serious back injury.
After that, I sort of missed about 18 months of footy. Tried rehab for like 6 or 8 months and just kept getting worse. So in the end, I had an operation to repair the disc damage that I had, and lucky enough now my back's fantastic. Just got to be careful what I do.
Unable to return to his best, Rigoni was delisted at the end of the 2002 season. But coach Neil Danaher hadn't given up on his former charge.
I just started doing the pre-season with the guys just to try and get fit and get my back strong. And I was doing that well that Neil Danaher asked me just to try out, and I went one-on-one just before the draft with about 3 guys, and they smashed me, and my back stood up to it really well. So I thought, yeah, look, why not give it a go? If they're prepared to redraft me, I'd have a go. And I was lucky enough to get another 3 years of football in, and still my back stood up to it. So at the end of that, I thought I'd had enough, made 100 games, so it was a good way to go out.
3 VFL premierships in a row with Sandringham and a one-off game back at Myrtleford have seen him hang up the boots for good. And when he looks back on his career, he couldn't be happier.
once I played that first game, I set my next goal. I wanted to play 50 games and then 100 games. And to make that and get your name on the locker like you do at Melbourne after you play 100 games was one of my aims. And that's why I stuck with my number 43, because there was no one on the locker. And that was the aim at the start of my career, to get the name up there, which I did.